Let's see. You know what? Now that I got my phone in here, I can check and see the stream. But look at all that duct tape on it.
Oh. I need some Gooby Gone.
Gooby Gone. Inning is not the 6th inning.
Did your dad play ball?
No.
Top of the 1st. If we take a ball, I'm running. All right. That's fine. That looks about where it was yesterday. I'm about to lose my marbles.
This guy over here looks like he's wearing those black janitor gloves, you know? Cleaning toilets.
He just got out of detention. What did you just say? There's a directional mic so I can like track his. Oh, got a little jiggle in the tripod here, folks. If you're watching, doubt you are. We had a 2-camera setup, similar to the game on Thursday that we broadcasted. However, we had to stop that pretty much immediately.
Oh,
Regardless, we're getting underway. Cole Schipansky, number 7 of the home varsity boys, in the booth. Elmer pitching for the Saints. That's going to be a quick strike to start off the game. Schipansky, you've played with number 23 Elmer before. What are your thoughts on him?
You know, he's a good kid. His dad played ball, very good ball player. I think this is his first appearance on varsity today, so we'll see how he's doing. Doing pretty good right now. We got Broken Arrow from Oklahoma, I believe.
The Oklahoma-based team, allegedly one of the best in the country. We are very grateful to have them here at Roskos Stadium. It's an honor to have them, and we hope that it's going to be a good game. Elmer. Ooh! Elmer tossing a quick changeup, really getting some speed early in the first. Still struggling to get the duct tape off my phone. The Tigers' first base coach, very vocal. Love to see that in the sport.
Attempted a bunt, didn't work there.
Schipansky, what do you think the impact is that coaches have during the game?
You know, they have a lot. You know, they're really there. I mean, they don't tell you what to do. You're playing the game, but
absolutely
they're helping you out.
It's an assisted bonus.
Yeah.
How many times have you played this season?
I've played a total of 1 game this season.
1 game. Yep. How many games have you guys had?
You know, I'm not positive on that number.
Get back to you.
Yep.
Elmer.
Been absence on business this past
business.
week. So.
TCS, automotive detailing.
Yep.
Taking your time away. Now.
This next week I'll be in Las Vegas, Ben. So.
Really? What are you doing in Las Vegas?
We got a NDP robotics competition. Maybe we could live stream that one. Fly you out for the weekend.
That sounds like a tremendous event.
Oh, foul ball there. Number 24 for the Tigers.
Count before the foul ball was a 3-1. That's going to take us to a full count. Elmer starting off strong.
Oh, there's another foul.
Ball's on the air. Joe Terlizzi, number 2, getting under it. Oop.
There he is.
Mr. Roskos here in the booth with us. Mr. Roskos, how you doing?
Good.
Great.
Peace out, man.
I couldn't tell. Was that caught by Joe Terlizzi?
That was indeed caught by Joe. Second out.
We've got Elmer. Not sure of his last name.
He came up from JV.
A true underdog story. Not on the roster, unfortunately. My back is hurting. Elmer.
Another strike for Elmer.
Really doing well.
Good appearance tonight.
Is this the first time that he's pitched in the game?
I believe this is the first varsity game for Elmer this year.
Breaking new ground for the sophomore.
Not positive about last week. Like I said, I was gone, but from what I hear,
What'd you hear?
this is his first game.
His first game. He's reminding me a lot like Clayton Kershaw in terms of his posture and really launching it down the fairway.
There it is.
The speed also. Elmer's starting out with some 90-mile-per-hour fastballs. I've got a counter in the booth here, and it went past 100, folks. Oh!
Almost took out the booth here.
Golly.
Exit speed on that one was 150 miles an hour.
Number 23 for the Broken Arrow Tigers is ranked the best batter in the country. Count's going to be a 2-2-2. Elmer could close out the top of the first. Ball's going. Missed, rolling out the center field. Number 23, the number 1 batter in the country, maybe even in the world, is making it to first base. It's going to be Tyler Cranston in center field, Alex Nyberg on second, and Griffen Chewning, the big dog, at shortstop. As usual, we got James Rosenhagen on first base.
A lot of meat right there on first.
He certainly is a large man. His posture is very intimidating for a lot of batters that are coming up on first. I mean, they see James Rosenhagen, and they are scared. Clocking in at about 265 pounds. I believe he stands at 6'3". Is that not true?
I think so.
6'3".
Those cleats there add a little bit of height, you know.
They do, an inch or two. Elmer sending another one down. I believe that's going to be a ball.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. Again, the first baseman coach for the Broken Arrow Tigers. Really getting into it. I'm not entirely...
We can't make out what he's saying, but
whatever
sure
it is, I'm
very
sure it's
inspirational.
important. The Tigers feeling empowered by his words. Very Miracle on Ice-esque. The
Got an
1984.
interpreter out there. He's going to try and make out what they're saying.
The interpreter has left. He can't do it.
He is not trained in that one.
Meanwhile, Elmer 3-0
Another
before. That's going to be
strike for
3-1. 2 outs with a run on first. Now, Cole, I believe you were a pinch runner
That
at
is
one point in time.
correct, Yeah.
How did that go?
Well, Roy, very well for my debut out here this year. Like you said earlier, I transferred here from Missouri to play ball for the Saints, so I'm pretty pleased.
When they contacted you, what were you doing?
I can remember the day. It was 6 o'clock in the morning where I'm from.
6 a.m.
Yep. Early morning training. You see, I practice 3 times a day to get in
3 a days. Ball's bouncing. Blaze Borowski over on third base, launching it to James Rosenhagen. James catching it. That's going to be an out, folks. Connection between Blaze Borowski and James Rosenhagen. That's going to send it to the bottom of the first. Cole, what do you think about the start of this game?
I think we are off to a great start here, Ben.
Absolutely. We've had a lot of power from Elmer. Again, I'm unsure of his last name. I hope that we can figure that out before the end of the game. Because what a fantastic start for a sophomore.
Unbelievable.
I mean, we've seen a lot of pitchers go through for the Notre Dame Saints, but Elmer really launching them down, getting strikes.
If you look over there, you can see number 9, Andrew Pierce, and number 15, Zach Zdimal. They were in a little brawl over there. Wonder what's going on.
Probably guys being dudes. I'm going to switch the innings really quickly. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is our new streaming app called Switcher. It's a very good app, very versatile, kind of puts you in the command seat. However, it is on an iPad, which means touch screen, which leads to I've got fat thumbs. I'm not gonna lie.
That
so
always is difficult.
I'm pressing everything on the screen. Now it looks like number 13 for the Broken Arrow Tigers is pitching. We weren't able to get a roster for them, so he will go unnamed unless someone says it out loud.
Once again, we've got our interpreter out there, so we'll see what he picks up on.
Now, Cole, you are what is known as a dual threat athlete. You played football, you played baseball. Now, robotics, wrestling, really? Yeah. Quad threat, technically.
I did have a short career in men's volleyball as well, Ben.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, short-lived as in how?
2 years.
That's not short-lived. That's a while.
Yep.
How'd you do in men's volleyball?
Yeah, pretty well, actually. Shout out to my boy Michael Walsh, the only one who stuck with it for 4 years. Proud of him.
MW.
Proud of him out there this season.
Speaking of men's volleyball, I've heard that both Michael Walsh, David Emig, they're making some waves over in the volleyball scene.
There's a lot of potential this year. That program is just it's just been accelerating.
It's been soaring.
Exponential rate.
Much like drone racing.
I remember Mr. Thomas Coast was my first coach out there.
It's going to be a big old shout out to Thomas Coast, beloved theology teacher at Notre Dame. I've had the pleasure of meeting him on multiple occasions. Very intellectual guy.
I would say so myself. I remember being in his class freshman year, straight out of Notre Dame University.
Now, Tyler Cranston, one of the world's best outfielders, up to bat. Wow, what a big one! Sending deep in outfield. Broken Arrow Tigers are colliding. They caught it. Tyler Cranston heads back to the dugout. That's going to be a quick one and done for the Tigers.
Arizona iced tea, water.
Quick, I'm going to try to...
And then all this stuff is all fat-free and sugar-free.
Number 1, Ben Nemivant, up to the plate.
Benjamin Noel
Ball
Nemivant.
one for Mr. Nemivant.
Ben Nemivant, another outfielder, much like Tyler Cranston. He's been extremely impactful this season. What a bomb! Ball's flying deep.
To the fence.
It hits the fence. Right fielder for the Arrows, throwing it down. Benjamin Noel Nemivant getting a much-needed double.
$3 loads, right? Okay.
That had a lot of juice on it, didn't it, Cole?
That was a juicy ball, I would say so myself, Ben.
Now, you are a baseball player, imported you from Minnesota. Just hit the microphone, I'm sorry. What is the best swinging technique?
You know, everyone has their own style. James here has a lot of power, I would say so myself.
As mentioned, the 6'3", 256-pound senior does have a lot of energy behind his swing. Would you say that it's more in the elbows or in terms of like the hips?
From the hips.
Hips.
Definitely from the hips.
The pivot. Pivot, absolutely crucial in most of sports. James Rosenhagen tipping it.
Foul ball there.
Thankfully caught his foul. That could have been an early end to James Rosenhagen's first at-bat. Would have been very upsetting to a lot of the fans here tonight. Something just hit the snack shack.
Do you remember the Saints did play a game before this? Chaparral Firebirds.
Thank you, Cole. That was good information. Yes, this is a doubleheader for the Saints. So they are tired. They are weary. Might be why we saw Elmer pitching in the first inning.
Indeed.
But regardless, he did a fantastic job. Way to really step up to the plate, metaphorically and literally. James Rosenhagen with a 1-1 count. Still in the batter's box. I do apologize for the overexposure that's coming from the lights on Roskos Stadium field, whichever one you want to call it. And again, I do apologize for the secondary camera failing us. I'll make sure to have the tripod next time. I duct taped it to the fence, and then I was informed that my camera had in fact fallen. So that was why.
It was stolen for a brief period of time.
It was.
We did recover it.
We did see a man running with it. I thought that he was going to go take out the duct tape, so I trusted him. Turned out that was not the case. Now Benjamin Nemivant still on second base. James Rosenhagen with a 1-2 count. That's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
A little high there for James. Brings us the second ball.
Again, the 6'3" senior. The pitcher might have thought, hey, man, I'll catch that height. I'll throw it to the clouds. But James Rosenhagen's too smart. My back is absolutely... James Rosenhagen with a quick spiff over the second. Oh, the Tigers drop it. James!
Beats it out. He's safe.
Safe at first. Tigers with a severe miscalculation over at second base. That's going to result in a pebble. What? Benjamin Nemivant over on third. James Rosenhagen on first.
Ben has made his way to third base now.
Look, Ben Nemivant, he's a fantastic outfielder, but I would say that he is just as influential as a runner. He's sneaking around the bases.
Quick.
Absolutely. The Pacific-bound senior knows his way around the bases.
I've played ball now with Ben for several years.
What a hit!
Joe. Good positioning
Terlizzi.
on that ball.
Absolutely setting it right between the center fielder and right fielder. Tigers now struggling. Benjamin Nemivant, meanwhile, making his way home.
First
Terlizzi
score for the Saints.
getting an early RBI. Terlizzi now with a double. Gonna have a pinch runner. It looks
Number
like
8,
Mason
Mason
Stuart, the gingerbread man, taking his position over on second base. And really quickly change the overlay and get the score for the Saints up really quickly.
That is important. Don't want to leave that out.
Absolutely. If many of you remember, NDP Live did do a volleyball stream one time, and it was extremely difficult to keep up the scoring.
Right now we have number 4, Mr. Tag
Bross.
Bross.
Tag Garth Brox. Wayne's World. What a throwback. His parents, huge fans of pop culture. Now Mason Stuart with those fresh legs on second. That could, you know what? He's almost too fresh. I'm going to angle the camera at him for a second. He's almost too fresh to the point where James Rosenhagen over on third, he's going to have to really speed up the furnace in order to not get caught up by Mason Stuart. So while this was a good move to get some fresh legs out there, it could spell disaster for the Saints. Meanwhile, Tag Bross taking an early 0-1 count. Saints only have 1 out. That's a lot of room in this early innings to make something happen. If you saw on the Thursday broadcast, Saints doing fantastic up until about the top of the 5th. Now, Cole, can you tell us what happened in the top of the 5th?
I think that's been a pretty common factor this season.
Hamilton Huskies was another example of the top of
Team's
the 5th.
done very well. Balls to the wall, as you may say, till about the 4th, 5th inning.
Ooh, Tag Bross getting an early hit. Second baseman for the Tigers falling. Look at those legs.
There we go.
Fantastic job by both James Rosenhagen and Mason Stewart. Mason, like I just mentioned, with those fresh legs being high on his energy.
He was too quick for them.
James Rosenhagen forced to make a decision, even though he was on third, so he was going to go home anyways. But still, forced to make a decision.
2 more runs for the Saints.
Saints take an early lead. You can hear their dugout going absolutely bananas. Now on the batter's box, we've got, who is that? Is that Alex Nyberg?
That looks to be Knives.
Alex, the cyborg Nyberg. Now he's got... What's it like working with Alex, the cyborg
I
Nyberg?
would say as one of my buddies over there in the dugout. Last game we were over there chatting it up.
Do you guys spend a lot of time together?
Yeah, he's just coming off of an ankle injury from the first game.
Really?
Yep.
What happened?
He was running into first, hurt his ankle. He was out for quite a little bit.
That's terribly unfortunate.
Fun fact, for the first part of the season, I'd made it to more bases than he has.
I'm sure the cyborg is looking to usurp your throne with a huge hit deep into center field. Tigers catch it, unfortunately.
Tag.
However, Tag Bross running. Collision deep at third base. What's the ump going to call it? Tag Bross makes it to third. That was a very ambitious move by the sophomore. Again, one of the twos. Oh! I am so terribly sorry, folks. I just jolted my tripod. I think that's where we were before. Tag Bross, very ambitious move for an early up-and-comer.
Nice work, Garth.
Absolutely, moving the bases. That's what you got to do as a batter. You know, unfortunately, it does hurt getting caught, getting out, but it's a team sport. Absolutely.
Number 10, Griffen Chewning.
Griffen Chewning, the big dog.
Up to bat.
Now, this man truly exemplifies what it means to be a Saint. He is a leader both in the dugout and on the field. Being shortstop, he controls a very important stretch of the infield.
He had some very influential plays in the last game against Chaparral.
Absolutely. I wasn't there, but I'm sure he did. Can you mind telling us a little bit, explaining what he did?
A lot of ground balls his way. Picks them up, tosses them over to James, out at first, every time.
Connections that need to be made. Both him and Blaze Borowski, huge players on that right side of the infield. Now Griffen Chewning does pack a huge punch in terms of his batting.
Foul tip there.
Ooh.
Calm
Griffen.
down there, Griff.
Look, he's high energy. Again, this is a doubleheader, so he's got a lot of momentum going into this. You guys did win.
Definitely.
What was the score? 6-4?
6-4.
6-4 against the Chaparral Firebirds. Huge win for you guys. Quite proud. What is you guys' record, by the way?
That is a good question, Ben.
Griffen Chewning. Ooh, ball slips out to right field. Griffen Chewning.
Another run. We got tag Garth Bros.
Tag guard. I believe. Yeah. Can you say that Alex Nyberg on this card? Or was that tag? Okay. Tag Garth Bros.
We have Blaze Rod up to bat here. Rod Borowski,
That's his middle name is Rod.
as we like to call him. Yes.
Blaze Rod Borowski. That is an interesting middle name. Now Blaze Borowski he's a junior, correct?
That is correct.
Oh, sorry folks. Let me put the overlay back on. Now, Blaze Borowski, I believe that is an elbow pad over on the right shoulder, right?
Yes.
What is the
Protection
advantage?
is key.
Absolutely.
You
So,
can't have kids getting hurt out here, Ben.
no, safety first. Absolutely.
I believe nice shout out to Evo Shield for sponsoring.
Thank you, Evo Shield, for protecting our players on and off the field.
Strike three.
Strike three. Oh, unfortunately, Blaze Borowski was thrown out at home base. That's going to take us to the top of the second. But huge inning for the Saints. I mean, 4 runs in your first at-bat. That is an extremely big way to start this game. Now, I'm going to stretch really quickly before I change the inning. My back is absolutely killing me. So, cool. You mentioned that you were on the robotics team, you mentioned you were on the volleyball team, you mentioned that you were on the wrestling team and both the football team. What is it like balancing so many different sports together?
You know, it's a lot of fun, to be honest, Ben. I've had a lot of fun doing it the past 4 years at Notre Dame. You know, it's a lot of work, though. It's not for everyone.
What is it like managing your time versus the sports? Is it difficult, or have you found kind of like a schedule?
That's what's happened over the past 4 years. You know, sports isn't the only thing I do. School comes first, of course, and then family. I've got my business, as you may know.
TCS Automotive Detailing,
yeah.
Absolutely.
So I don't have a lot of free time, Ben. Some nights you go to bed at 3, wake up at 6.
It's
Just
a
how
hard
it is.
life. It is a hard life being as
I mean,
diversified
I'll
of a
have time
person
to
as you
catch
are.
up on sleep later in life.
Absolutely. Spring break coming up April 1st to the 8th. Saints
Team
mark
will
your
be
calendars.
In Anaheim, California.
Really? Baseball team's at Anaheim?
Yes.
I got a small.
New place in California.
Anaheim's a new place in California?
Yep.
When was it constructed?
Pretty recently.
2015,
I'd say
2016?
probably in the last couple hundred years.
Well, if you look at the world as a whole, that is fairly recent.
I think it'd be safe to say there's no dinosaurs in Anaheim.
That's a pretty safe bet. Unfortunately, I think the asteroid took care of most of them. The only dinosaurs that we have today are chickens.
I wish we would have had a
Whoa!
live stream of that.
Huge hit by the Tigers. Tyler Cranston getting under it, getting it down.
Finds it amongst the light up there.
This is... Sorry, yeah, that is a fair point. It's difficult for the Saints to really get the ball, not only because of the lights, but also because it is approximately 7:23 at night. We're getting more into summer, so the sun is setting earlier in the day. So when the ball's flying up there, it's very difficult to navigate between the stars and the ball itself. Another huge hit. Whoa! Alex, the cyborg! Tracked it with his red eyes. Gosh. Only a cyborg can make that catch. I believe his name is Ryan Blintz, coming up, number 25 for the Tigers. Now, Tigers, 2 up, 2 down. This is another hit going out to right field. Looks like Tag Bros getting in front of it, loses it. Alex, the cyborg, Eyeing him down, gets the ball. Now, the good thing that the Saints are doing here is when that ball is kind of slipped out by a player, they're consolidating their force. They're keeping the runner to one base. As you saw, number 25, Ryan Blitz, for the Tigers, is only on first, even though...
Like you mentioned before, Ben, it's a team sport. Everyone's there to help each other out. They have their assignments, and they got to back each other up.
Alex Nyberg backing up Tag Bross there and keeping the runner from progressing to second base. Oh, ball's up.
Fly ball over the
Joe
snack
Terlizzi.
shack.
We might get a little doink on top. We didn't. Now we got Mike Harvey right there. Oh, my sleeve just...
Yeah, he is... well, the camera's over
Right,
here.
we're trying
so
to
we're
figure
not...
out. He's right there with the camera. You guys know him. You guys love him. Now the runner,
Number 25 steals second.
Ryan Blintz, again, progressing his way forward. That is the unfortunate reality of baseball, is when you do have a mishap with the catcher going to the backstop, that opens up the field.
Joe is known for his blocks, though, back there. He is very good at making a
Absolutely.
stop behind the plate.
The brick wall, as he's known in the dugout.
There we go.
Elmer bringing it to a 2-1 count with 2 outs, runner on second.
Nothing the Saints are worried about.
Hopefully not. They do. It is in their best favor, to end the inning right now.
Steals third.
Ryan Blintz making his way from first to third in a matter of minutes. Joe Terlizzi once more letting it slip by him. However, it could be...
I know Joe did have a malfunction with his glove the last game. The laces...
The laces were a
tore
little...
open on that one.
Really?
I think this is his replacement here.
That problem may be following him. Griffen Chewning getting in
There's
front of
another
it.
one of
Once
Griff's
more!
iconic
The
throws.
big dog. Getting in front of it, getting it down, getting it over to James Rosenhagen. Fantastic job by the Saints at keeping this a scoreless inning for the Tigers.
Hans, you got Gracie? That's right.
I believe we were in the bottom of the third right now. This game, or top of the third. Oh, is it the bottom of the second? I believe it's the... Oh, gosh.
There's just so many numbers.
There's a lot of numbers in baseball. Oh, I almost just fell off a chair. Gosh. Cole Schipansky, my co-anchor for the day. I really appreciate you being here.
Anytime, Ben.
I'm gonna hand you the reins for a second.
Oh, my goodness. My debut in the sound booth here. Here's number 12, Paul.
Is that Paul Marsillo
Indeed.
getting up onto bat? Number 12, the Italian. We imported him from Sicily specifically to play ball. I'll take these back.
He is
for you
quite the
quick.
character.
Absolutely. He's known as one of the most humorous men.
He is an amazing student in the classroom setting. Foul ball.
That's going to be a quick 0-1 for Mr. Paul Marsillo. Going back on it, Paul Marsillo is known to be a scholar, having a alleged 5.3 GPA as a sophomore. He already took the ACT and SAT, aced both of them, and is looking at a full ride from Harvard and Stanford University at the same time. Unfortunately, he's at a 0-2 count right now.
Some people dual major. He's going to dual university.
Dual college. I like his style. It's something innovative. It's something that only Paul Marsillo would think of. Unfortunately, he's headed back to the dugout. Paul Marsillo getting unceremoniously struck out in the bottom or top of the second.
Back to the top of the order here. Tyler Cranston, number 3.
Tyler Cranston, the Hound, as he's known, getting a lot of dirt on himself already early in the game. That shows just how much character and how driven he is at this sport.
Strike 1 for Tyler.
To get my Sunny D. Now, Notre Dame is not sponsored by Sunny D, but boy, would we. Great taste for a...
Strike number 2 for Tyler.
Wow, the Tigers really refocusing, changing up their style in the bottom or top of the second inning. As I was saying, Sunny D, great taste, no paste. It's all natural. Pick up one at your local market today.
100% vitamin C, man.
Tyler Cranston getting a huge doink off the mound. Flying up to center field, his own position. Tyler Cranston liking that a lot. Giving off the elbow badge. Pad, that's the word I was looking for to his first base coach. Loosening up his style. So what is the difference between running with an elbow pad and running without one? Is it more aerodynamic, or is it?
You know, it's there to protect you. So once you're done hitting, you don't really need it anymore. Just less is more in this game.
What if you get hit by a ball as you're running?
Tyler's very fast. I think he's fast enough to avoid him.
It is known that he can outrun a baseball. That is recently, so around 100 miles an hour.
I would say he is one of the fastest kids on the team, Ben.
Which is a huge bonus to being an outfielder.
D1 baseball player right there.
Now, Benjamin Noel Nemivant in the box right now with a quick 1-0 count. Really, he's got a wide stance, Ben Nemivant does, really stretching the batter box. What is the difference between having a kind of closed-up stance and having a wider stance? Is it more?
Ben does like to use his legs.
Is it more of a pivot that you get, or is it?
If you watch closely, you see.
Ooh, Ben Nemivant. Sure if that was a foul ball or tipped out of the.
That was a foul ball there.
Was a foul ball.
You
Benjamin.
see, Tyler's coming back to first.
Absolutely. Tyler Cranston, the hound dog, on his way back. Benjamin Nemivant with a 1-1 count. Saints do have one out, so this is a nice little count setup that we have here. Gosh, you know what I do have? I apologize to the viewers that are watching right now. I have the bottom third as our inning, but I am not sure what inning it is. It's almost one of my one job, and I really biffed this one for you. I'm sorry. Tigers now conversing on the mound. What do you think they're talking about, Cole?
You know, I think the pitcher's just reorganizing his thoughts. Sometimes it's good to take a break and really get yourself back in the game here.
Absolutely.
Tries to pick Tyler off there, not successful.
He did. My hand was sorry about that. I just hit the camera once more. My hand was off. It was in my pocket. It's a little cold out, so I wasn't able to catch Tyler Cranston leading off first.
No worries.
He's still in the game. Don't worry, folks. Now, I was going to ask, what are some of the pitching techniques utilized by Notre Dame's pitchers? We've seen Zach Zdimal, Jacob Emerson, Elmer tonight.
Jarrett Farquhar also
Jarrett
starting.
Farquhar.
Starting against
I
Chaparral.
did hear that Jarrett Pille also pitched on Thursday, I believe.
Yes, sir.
What is the different? What makes them unique? Is what I'm asking.
Everyone has their own style, their own power, their own preferences. Of course, I don't want to reveal too much, of
Absolutely.
our secrets.
Could
but,
have some enemies watching this broadcast.
I'd say
All
we do have a very, very good group of pitchers out here, Ben.
That's fantastic. It's diversifying your power setup.
We really want to diversify our portfolio.
Absolutely. Getting a lot of these fast balls, more curveball, more switch up type.
Another thing with Mr. Pille, very fast, very long legs, very long stride.
That
really gets across the field fast.
Crucial for a pitcher. You're on the mound. That mound is approximately 50 yards away from any plate. It's very kind of Bermuda triangled inside the baseball stadium.
Planes that land on the Scottsdale Airport, they actually have to watch out for this Bermuda triangle we have.
Some planes do in fact take off from the pitcher's mound on Roskos Stadium. Small Cessnas, of course, but still, it's a plane nonetheless. Now Mr. Mike Harvey readjusting his setup here.
That is quite the lens on that camera right
Absolutely.
there.
Professional.
Only the best for Notre Dame prep.
Only the best.
Peak image photography.
I've had the pleasure of speaking.
Pop up.
Meanwhile, Benjamin Noel, Tigers really being vocal about getting that ball. That's what you want to see, though. You want to see a team that is good at communicating on the field, because if you don't communicate, you could run into some very catastrophic situations.
That's not what this sport is about. it's the individual. It's not the individual's game.
It's about the team. As you saw, the shortstop number 12 for the Tigers really saying, hey, I got this one, guys. You can back off for a second.
He's just helping out the team. It's not table tennis.
However, table tennis is a good sport. James Rosenhagen stepping up to the bat once more. Saints do have 2 outs. Tyler Cranston hanging on at second base.
The umpire cleaning off the home plate there.
That's a special skill that not many have these days, is cleaning off a home plate. You got a small brush, you have to clean a large surface. It's very, very difficult.
You know, it's tough being an ump, Ben. A lot of pressure on you.
Absolutely. James Rosenhagen, meanwhile, taking a big, mean swing.
He's just warming up to crush that ball.
Absolutely. James Rosenhagen, again, the 6'3", 256-pound senior, epitomizes what it is to be a hard worker.
I would say if you looked up power in the dictionary, you would find a picture of James. A little spit on his gloves there.
What is the advantage of spitting on your gloves? Does it give you more grip on your bat, or is it...
I would say that is an aspect of it, but everyone has their own little thing. I've noticed that James likes to do that.
Do some batters like to click their heels together as they're... like to click their bat to their heels as they're walking up to the box?
Dorothy liked to click her heels together.
She
when
did.
was in the batting
We're
box.
not in Kansas anymore, Cole.
No,
We're in
we are
Arizona.
not.
Welcome to Scottsdale, folks. Do you have any sort of walk-up rituals that you like to do? Meanwhile, Saints were unfortunately struck out. James Rosenhagen hanging back to the dugout as we progress into the top. This is the top of the third. This has to be the top of the third.
Sorry about that one, Ben. I was a little confused on what was going on there.
It's okay, Cole. Cole froze up in the studio here. Top of the third. Fantastic. Fortunately, I'm gonna disclose some information about the streaming app Switcher that we are now utilizing. Whenever you edit an overlay, as you see the inning in the top right, the Saints versus Tigers, the Notre Dame Prep Boys baseball, that insignia over on the left side, those are all overlays that are created over on the left side of my screen here. And when you edit one, as in editing the top third, the inning, or the score, it resets all of the overlays. So if Saints go up 1, I have to reset the entire thing, unfortunately. So it's kind of time-consuming and slightly jarring for a viewer, which I do apologize for.
We are talking to our sponsors about fixing this problem.
Absolutely,
They're
our
in the
sponsors.
process of developing some new technology.
Both
for us.
Adidas and Nike have contacted us separately and are very interested in the streaming that we are doing. However, we are already signed on with Gatorade, and it's a 2-year contract. Can't really break that one, or else we'll have to face some serious legal consequences. Go Gatorade!
Quench your thirst.
Gatorade does have some very fun commercials that I'd like to add, though. However, Sprite does have some very fun commercials as well. I remember when I was younger, there was a commercial where whenever you drank Sprite, you like disintegrated into Sprite. You remember that one?
I don't recall that, but you know what I'd like to see, Ben? A collaboration between Sprite and Gatorade.
The Gatorade. Or the Gate.
The Gate.
The Gate. Drink some Gate. That doesn't sound right.
It'll catch on.
Sounds kind of Irish. Boy, drink some Great. Hey, Great is great. Is he Shrek sponsoring it? What a laugh. Back in the game, Elmer tossing out a quick 2-1 count to start off the third inning. Do you think that as the innings... I just hit my head on the top of this. Do you think as the innings progress, Elmer is going to lose some of that power that he started out with?
You know, it's definitely likely possible. You never know. I haven't seen Elmer out here, but pitchers tend to lose. Everyone gets tired. They're human beings.
Absolutely. Except for Alex Nyberg, who is in fact a cyborg.
That is true.
He's running Joe Terlizzi, tossing it to James Rosenhagen. James on the catch. Fantastic connection between Joe Terlizzi and James Rosenhagen. The one standout trait of Joe Terlizzi is he's always looking to make a play. He's always looking to elevate his team to the next level. That be, quick thinking, getting the ball, knowing what to do with it, or just hanging back. He's very influential.
That is true, Ben. Terlizzi out there.
Terlizzi.
Yeah, TJ, as we like to call him.
Even though his initials are, in fact, JT. Is there some reason you guys reversed it?
There's a code out there. Can't reveal too much about it, but there is something.
There's a code. A group like the Illuminati. I don't know if I can mention them on a stream or not. It might come for me.
We do have a strict security team here. We're at NDP, so I think we're pretty safe.
Bolt security. Thank you.
Paul Blart.
James Rosenhagen getting in front of it and launching himself onto first base.
Second one in a row for James.
James Rosenhagen proving time and time again how fantastic of a player he is. It's super fun to watch him. Every single time he's on the field, he's making something happen.
College ball player right there.
Where's James going?
He's going to Chicago, Ben.
For baseball?
Yes, sir.
It's going to be cold in Chicago.
Definitely a climate adjustment.
Hopefully he acclimates very quickly.
I hope so.
I would hate to see such a bright, up-and-coming player's game get ruined by something like elevation.
Exactly. I know he's doing a lot of off-season training in Mount Everest.
Really?
Yes.
I did read an article that he was one of the youngest individuals to mount Mount Everest with no oxygen tank. The young man proving himself to be such a resilient human being.
Working on a book right now, actually.
You are or he is?
He is.
An autobiography.
Yes, about his adventure to Everest.
Is that what it's called? The Adventure to Everest?
Yes.
Thank you to our one viewer. You're really making this happen for us. We appreciate it. Pop fly going up. James Rosenhagen once more. Excuse me, Alex, the Cyborg. Making the catch, bringing it down.
I wonder who we have out there as our one viewer. Thank you so much.
I did mention on Twitter that we were live streaming at 7 p.m. on the NDP live Twitter. If you're not following, please go give it a follow. We update you guys on all of our projects, whether it be live at 5 with Ben Davis or a live stream. So I did send that out. I only have 6 followers on that, so I'm not very confident that many people saw it.
We are in the process of getting this broadcast out there locally.
Absolutely.
Channel 5, Channel 3, Channel 10. Check it out soon.
Absolutely. And we just signed, Cole, I don't know if I told you about this or not, but we just signed earlier this afternoon a deal with Netflix.
Really?
Yes, we are
Wonderful.
starting to live stream sports on Netflix. They're trying to diversify their platform as well, and we were more than happy.
I have been negotiating with Hulu as well, Ben.
Really?
Yes.
This is why Cole Schipansky is the vice president to the president of NDP Live. Cole, I really do, in fact, appreciate you being out here tonight.
Anytime, Ben. It's a pleasure to be here.
Bottom of the third. I heard bottom of the third.
Toe is up to the plate again.
Joe Terlizzi. You got to think, this is a doubleheader. He's one of our 2 catchers, I believe. He's running on fumes.
Nothing he can't handle, though.
Absolutely. Joe Terlizzi, the German Shepherd, as he's known in the dugout, always has something left in the tank. Joe taking an early ball. Ooh, pulling it. That is the... When you have... Cole, here's a question for you. When you have so much momentum going into the swing and you see it as a ball at the very last
It's tough
millisecond...
to pull back, as you see on that one. The ump did say he went, so that's a strike for Joe, but...
Does it, with each individual player, does it really change the distance you can go without pulling back?
It's when you're... Yeah, it's...
George Terlizzi sending over to third base.
Let's see if he can
Third
beat it
baseman.
out.
Unfortunately, he cannot.
First out of the inning for the Saints.
And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see Joe Terlizzi's fantastic base running. Now, that was almost an opportunity because the third baseman was slightly out of position as well as the first baseman. So possibly something could have happened, but as we saw...
Anything's possible, Ben.
Absolutely.
Number 4, Garth Bross up here.
Ooh, tag! Getting an early one over.
Oh, good.
Ball's bouncing!
None of them could pick up on that one.
Tag Garth Bross. Looking very happy as he retreats back to first base. He's a sophomore. true
is
sophomore out of Wichita, Kansas. But I am extremely impressed by his performance tonight, and most of the nights that I've seen him. He's doing a great job commanding the right field. He keeps the balls in front of him. I haven't seen him let one go by. He did have a small slip-up earlier, but the ball never went past his shoulders. Fantastic attribute as a player. Now, Alex the Cyborg Nyberg once... Excuse me, took a sip of my Sunny D there. Alex... Stepping up to the plate. It's a quick 0-1 count for number 5. Alex Nyberg, another dual threat athlete playing football. Tag Garth Bross moving in. I believe there was a interference call on the play. Not sure if that was on Tag Bross or the Tigers. Looks like it is going to be on Tag as Tag retreats back to first base. Cole, that brings up a fantastic question. What is considered interference in baseball?
You know, we're going to find out what the ump's talking about over here with Coach Fisher in a little bit. I'm not sure what he called.
I did hear an interference call.
I did hear that.
It might have had something to do with the collision between Tag Garth Bross and number 16 for the Tigers.
I believe it might have been on Alex Nyberg up there at the plate.
I missed what happened. Did Alex accidentally brush up against the catcher
I'm
or
not positive.
Alex the Cyborg Nyberg? He's got a lot of energy going into the batters. He's retreat.
I believe it was on Alex.
Alex sent back into the dugout as punishment. Is that considered an out?
That is.
Unfortunate circumstances. The Saints losing a huge power player in this inning. It's going to be Griffen the big dog shooting. Please, Cole, don't ever do that again.
That was actually, that was Griff.
That was Griff all the way from over
Yes.
there at home plate. He does have a booming voice. That's how he communicates between the first baseman, James Rosenhagen.
That's why they call him the big dog.
Because of his abnormally large vocal cords.
And his love of dogs, Ben.
That's what you got to realize about the Notre Dame Saints, folks. Each and every one of us, I say us as if I'm part of the team, I apologize. Each and every one of you
We'd love
guys.
to have you out there.
I appreciate it. I got a fantastic arm. Now, each and every one of you guys is a huge fan of dogs. Cole, do you have a personal favorite?
I'd like to shout out to my dog, Shelby the Golden Doodle.
Whoa! Ow.
Unfortunately, it's caught by the center fielder.
Griffen Chewning sending a line drive right into the heart of number 6 of the Tigers. That's going to close out the 3rd inning and bring us into the top of the 4th. Cole, with the Saints being up 4 points, the Tigers trailing kind of, it's been a while since the Saints really brought the score to 4. Do you think the Tigers are getting into a position of unease? Do you think they're getting kind of anxious now?
They might definitely be playing with a fire under their butts right now. They're in a
Oh,
tough situation.
No cursing in the studio, Cole.
I apologize, Ben. We'll have our team edit that one out. On live television.
I almost fell off my chair there, folks. I apologize.
It's a dangerous job we have in here in the booth.
It is. I'm not going to lie. There was a slight incident when we did the volleyball stream. It was very, very early in our broadcasting career as a club, and we didn't realize that the mic that we had plugged into the laptop, that's the word I was searching for, the microphone plugged into the laptop wasn't the only laptop that was receiving audio. The laptop itself was a microphone, and we didn't realize that.
Wow.
And so there was just a lot of ambient noise, a lot of parents that got very upset during the game.
I bet.
It was quite a mess, and we deeply apologized. I'll apologize again. I'm very sorry. However, great game by the girls volleyball team. They were a fantastic treat to watch and to broadcast.
A joy to have.
Absolutely. Oh,
Foul ball.
Elmer still pitching his 4th consecutive inning. I guess this is another question for you, Cole. When does, and this may be a very kind of individualistic answer, when does a pitcher usually get tired and have to be switched out?
I believe pitchers are allowed 105 pitches, Ben. So,
Well, It looks as if... Oh!
That's the maximum they could have, but the coach may make the call sooner.
According to our counter in the back of the booth here, Elmer has pitched around 470 pitches this night. So we're hoping that the coach takes him out sooner, or else Elmer's arm might fall off.
Some more words from the first base coach here. Not sure what he said again.
Whatever it is empowering his team, which is the more important thing.
Picks up a ball here.
Oh.
Looks like he may have played ball himself.
That's usually the case with a lot of these coaches. That's how they have so much insight in the sport, is because they've been in the shoes of their players. Now it's a 2-2 count going in this pitch.
Swing and a
Oh!
miss.
Elmer Ferguson getting the first out of the top of the fourth inning. Ouch, hit my head again. I don't know what it is. Elmer doesn't have a last name. Mr. Roskos making some yucks in the booth as usual.
Pleasure to have here.
And now the unfortunate reality of having... So I'm using a Apple Lightning Charger headphone type deal to broadcast to you guys. And the unfortunate reality of using this, Cole, is the microphone is right next to my throat. So every time I swallow, I can hear...
I wonder if it could pick up on your heartbeat, Ben.
Let's try.
Viewers, did you hear that?
Hope not. I just completely missed that play. I was trying to measure my heartbeat.
Well, they got something out of it.
Pinch runner coming in for the Tigers. Looks like number 5.
Little skinny fellow there.
That's what you need. He's almost like a jockey in a horse. He's roughly about 4'2", but that's what you need. That's what you're looking for in a runner. You want something low to the ground, low center of gravity, very fast.
Oh, like a sports car, Ben.
Absolutely.
All carbon fiber over here at first base.
Number 5, representing a real-life Lamborghini Aventador coupe, of course.
Being from Oklahoma, the convertible would not be the best choice.
Absolutely. You could get picked up by a tornado.
Gotta have some good insurance on that.
Is Oklahoma in the tornado belt, tornado valley, alley?
You know, I'm not sure.
I don't know the U.S. as well as I thought I did before that statement.
Yep, we've got word that they are the heart of that.
Mr. Roskos informing us that Oklahoma is in fact the only state that receives tornadoes.
That's why we have them here, folks.
Fantastic job. I apologize, folks. Our camera just simply does not reach around. But Joe Terlizzi making an incredible play at the top of the fourth. As you can hear, his dugout is exploding with excitement as the talent of the true senior.
If I may quote, I believe I heard Attaboy Joe.
Attaboy Joe. That's his senior quote. Ooh, James Rosenhagen. That is the caliber of stoppage that one would only expect from Alex the Cyborg Nyberg.
Some profanity from the runner there, I heard, Ben.
I didn't hear that. Well, I hope that our viewers back home didn't receive that. I apologize.
Oh, no.
That's Elmer's last name, Descens.
Elmer Descens.
Dessens.
Decent.
Oh, we just had an object fly in front of the camera here.
Did we?
Yeah, I believe
I was checking the viewers. It looks as if there is nobody watching. That's perfect. It's a thankless job, Cole. It's a thankless job.
It's a cruel world out there, Ben.
Sometimes you show up for 4 hours every night and nobody sees it. Man.
It'll pay off someday, Ben.
Maybe. Maybe. It's a strong maybe.
It's all about the experiences you have.
Absolutely. Oh, we got one watcher. Welcome. This is a very intimate experience between Cole Schipansky, Ben Davis, and whoever the viewer is. We thank you for joining us tonight. It is the bottom of the fourth, I believe. Saints up 4.
Tell all your friends, one viewer. Please let them know. Blaze Borowski up to bat.
Blaze Borowski, the double B.
Double ones as well. Number 11.
Double one. Bottom of the fourth. Blaze Borowski pulling his punches.
Blaze wears that one.
Blaze trotting his way down to the first baseline, not even moving his knees. Quite the workout.
He's walking that one off, Ben. He just got hit.
How badly does it hurt when you get dinged
I'm not
by
sure
a ball?
where he took that one.
I believe it was his hand. We can call out to him and ask.
You do remember when Tommy got hit that one play. What was your exact words?
I believe I said Tommy got doinked right on the hip.
Yep.
His hip flexor, to be exact. He showed me the wound the next day. It was quite grotesque. I felt
We have Marsillo up here.
Paul Marsillo, the true Sicilian. I believe he's a sophomore, correct? Junior?
He is a junior.
Junior. Paul Waterfall Marsillo.
Gunter, as some may call him.
Gunter. Is that his middle name, or is that just a name that's been created for him?
He's a man of many talents.
The jack of all trades, Paul Marsillo. He's got kind of an odd stance here, arching his... Oh, going for a ball.
Foul tip on
Looks
that.
like the catcher mocked
to
to
simulate
pass
what he would have done had he caught the
the
ball.
ball. Absolutely. Well, it might be one of those situations where, as an Olympian does, they see it before they believe it. Maybe he was just kind of getting ready for it.
You know, Ben, I have a really long story about mental preparedness, but I don't know if I'm going to tell it today.
That is completely okay, even though we have 6.5 hours left of this game.
You know, I might as well give a shout out to Mark Nolan, where I picked this one up from. Back in World War II, I want to say, there was a prisoner of war, and he loved golf. So what kept him going in this prisoner of war camp, he would play his home golf course every day in his head. And that is how he kept his sanity. And when he got back from the prisoner of war camp, he played the best game of his life.
Is that an actual story?
That is a true story, Ben.
Wow.
So those mental reps are key.
Absolutely. The more you run through it in your head, the harder it's embedded. Any person studying for a vocab test can tell you that. Now, Paul Marsillo, meanwhile, back in the plate. He's got a 2-2 count so far.
He just got struck out, Ben. We're back to the top of the order here.
Apologies to Paul Marsillo. I was looking at the scoreboard and not at what was happening in the game. Tyler Cranston. This is his 30th time at bat tonight. The Hound Dog covered in dirt. Really exemplifying how hard of a worker he is.
Strike one.
Now Blaze Borowski still patiently waiting over on first base. Will he make a move this inning? Now, Cole, that question was not rhetorical. Do you believe Blaze Borowski will attempt to steal second sometime this inning?
You know, he's looking at Coach Fisher right now for the sign. We don't know if he's gotten the word to pull the trigger on this one.
Coach Fisher doing some sign language over on the third base. What is the exact sign?
I don't know if I can reveal that one, Ben.
Trying to help out the other teams here.
For all we know, that one viewer may be the head coach of the Broken Arrow Tigers.
True. He's here tonight.
Somewhere. We have received word that he is indeed here. Thank you to our one viewer.
That one viewer is, in fact, my girlfriend, Haley Ray Odette Verbick. Love her to death. She's a fantastic woman. We have two viewers now.
They have multiplied. They're growing exponentially, Ben.
These are the most viewers we have ever had watching a live broadcast. It is truly an honor to bring the game to you.
Ben Nemivant up to the plate.
Benjamin Noel Nemivant. They call him the first Noel because he is allegedly the first person ever in history to have the name Benjamin. Whoa! Packing a huge punch. Benjamin Nemivant. Wow. Blaze Borowski streaking his way over to third. Benjamin Nemivant, I saw a huge pullback as he really laid into that one. Is that a recommended strategy, or is that somewhat frowned upon?
Ben's technique is unique, and it works for him, Ben.
I apologize, folks. I am having a lot of
Getting a
difficulty.
minor earthquake here
In the valley,
Snapchat.
Maricopa County experiencing a 2.9
You
on
heard
the
it here, folks.
on the Scoville scale.
Scoville is a
Heat unit.
he
It's
is
measurement
really
of
really breaking into the industry of measuring earthquakes.
heat. Henry Scoville, the one who created the Scoville scale of heat, is the heat
Yes,
measurement.
yes.
A lot of peppers are measured in Scoville units.
James Daddy Rosenhagen up to the plate right now. The catcher seems to be tying his shoe.
Sometimes you got to do that. As we mentioned earlier, safety first. It's crucial that a player is not in any way, shape, or form at risk of injuring themselves, whether it be from a loose shoe or literally anything else.
You never know.
It's all about being prepared. Now, how long have a lot of these players on the Notre Dame Saints side been playing with each other?
For the most part, at least 4 years.
Really?
I know that several have been playing each other since they were little kids.
So this is a very close-knit group of individuals.
I would say so, Ben.
I just leave it open.
A lot of clubs they've played for.
Do you think that this
This
might...
group of boys is young men, as I may say. They are very good.
Wow, James Rowe! Wow.
Third out for the Saints.
Wow. That was a fantastic play by the Broken Arrow Tigers pitcher. Really squashing it right on the mound. James Rosenhagen over there taking his time, patiently sort of kind of observing what just happened. It's hard to calculate.
Waiting for someone to deliver his glove and hat out here.
My girlfriend, Haley Ray Odette Verbeek, is in fact crying as she just texted me. I really hope you're okay. If you need anything, please, by all means,
Give us a call.
give us a call. Absolutely. Here, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to
9771900 is our phone number here.
8675309 is another number that you may reach me at. I'm going to try to bring a special guest into our booth really quickly. This is a individual that has been following baseball since he was in his youth. Huge fan of the Dodgers.
There's 3 flavors, though. There's like grape, mixed berry, and strawberry. Not really, I just know what they are.
A lot of activity going on in the booth, a lot of congestion. You'd think that this is a 6,000 square foot snack shack, so there is a lot of room, but it does fill up quite quickly.
Very popular spot for the stadium tonight, Ben.
Absolutely. Huge economic.
Nice factor, nice
Absolutely.
source of income.
Absolutely.
Oh, another foul ball into the street.
Elmer Dessen.
Dessen, I believe. Yes, number 23. Some compare him to the Michael Jordan of baseball.
Absolutely. I've heard that comparison. Now, I'm bringing a special guest into the booth really quickly. Give us a sec, folks. Never mind, folks. I apologize. The individual we were trying to bring into the studio was, in fact, my father.
Mr. Scott Davis.
Fortunately, he was busy. I was trying to call him, contact him, kind of phone line him in here. That didn't pan out, unfortunately.
His agent just got back to us. He said he's in a meeting right now.
Absolutely.
We'll hear from him later, hopefully.
The VP of Travels for my father did inform us that he was kind of tied up right now, but we'll see later if we can rope him in. Now, in our absence, Benjamin Noel Nemivant over on the left side of the field made a huge catch. Closing out. Oh gosh, is it the top of the fifth? I believe. I apologize, folks. I've been awful at keeping the innings. Ball's bouncing over. Blaze Borowski. What?
Griffen. Good.
Blaze Borowski, after initially missing it, gave up completely on the ball.
I think he was letting Griff back him up on that one.
Unfortunately, there was no communication. I don't think Blaze turned around and said, "Hey, man, that's your ball." Griffen Chewning was retreating more into...
It's tough to do in the moment, Ben.
Absolutely. Blaze Borowski. Credit to him for sticking that one out.
Heart in that kid.
Absolutely. Plays hard for every second.
Attempted
Joe
bunt
Terlizzi.
did not go that way.
Absolutely not. Looks like the batter fully extended himself across the box.
Tried to probably reach out and touch the pitcher, I think.
He's trying to pick up the ball and throw it back to the pitcher. Number 16 for the Broken Arrow Tigres with a 1-0 count.
For those of you that are not bilingual, that means tigers in Spanish.
And I think Chinese.
Probably.
The year of the tigre. I've seen Kung Fu Panda a couple times. I know a tiger isn't Chinese.
Not the whooshy finger hold, Ben.
Absolutely not. Master Roshi didn't teach me that one. Man, love trading Kung Fu Panda knowledge. Gosh.
I just want to sell noodles, man. Third attempt for a bunt did not
My
work.
father is, in fact, a goose. All right, I'm going to try contacting my father, Scott Davis, one more time. Give us a sec. Again, apologies, folks. I was contacted once more by the VP of Travel for my father that he was still tied up. We'll try to get him back later. Meanwhile, number 16 for the El Tigres had a massive hit over to left field. Really progressed their movement across the bases. Cole Schipansky, any comment?
We got number 6 up here to bat. Very tall man.
Excuse us, folks. What's going on, Jordan Turner, Devin Douglas? Bringing my father into the booth really quickly. Good evening, Mr. Davis. My dad.
He just hung
up on us, folks. Couldn't bring him into the booth, couldn't phone him in. Scott Davis for a slight interview about the what's going on, what's going down. I don't know why he hung up on us immediately.
Probably had an important call to take.
Absolutely. His job does take him most times of the day.
I hear he just got back from Africa. That's why he's so busy.
He did. He practiced
some philanthropy down there.
Yes, he was doing a lot of volunteer work in Nigeria. He moved over to Zambia to build a couple homes, some irrigation, I believe that he did.
Work with the poor down there.
Absolutely, my father.
Certainly need it. The poor zebras, actually. He is an animal.
True, zoologist. He got his PhD over at UC Davis a couple years back. Very knowledgeable.
Minor in wine.
Fine connoisseur. He's a sommelier, as like to call him. Meanwhile, Alex the Cyborg
Another one to James
Alex
Rosenhagen.
Nyberg. Again, I mispronounced his nickname, the Cyborg. Really making that connection crucial for the Saints. Unfortunately, the Tigers in a really good position here. One runner on third, one on second. If they can capitalize here. We can make the scoreless game somewhat more comparable at the top of the 5th. Tigers coaches really amping their team on, looking for an opportunity, looking for a chink in the Saints' armor.
Another pop-up.
Pop fly going
James
over.
have it?
James Rosenhagen!
No, you are.
Pretty cool. I went to school there and a couple friends who were took the major. They're very successful.
Looks like the Tigers. Look, Cole, this is a battle of gladiator-esque proportions. I mean, you have some huge players here. From Oklahoma, we got the Tigers. From Arizona, we have the Saints. This is a clash that has been centuries in the making. What are your thoughts so far?
You know, it really comes down to who wants to win. The Tigers, you got to look at them versus the Saints. It's really a toss-up here, Ben.
Absolutely.
Both have their own specialties. But I think the Saints are going to ride these Tigers home, and they're going to bring home the W.
I believe so. I will agree completely that both teams have a lot of very, very unique kind of talents that they both bring to the plate. Unfortunately, the Saints have just really been so much more driven this game. Now, we are getting another call. Excuse me, folks. We got a call from special guest Scott Davis, my father. Excuse me, Mr. Davis.
Hey,
How's it going?
good. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Mr. Davis, thank you so much for joining us in the booth. Cole and I have a couple questions for you regarding baseball and the game that's going on tonight. Now, we were informed that you were very busy, so I'll make this kind of quick for you. What do you think is the most important aspect that the Tigers could do to rally in this game?
Well, Ben, I just started watching the game, so I don't know. But
That's
I
fair.
do have a question for you. What are they doing here from Oklahoma?
So the Tigers from Oklahoma have been engaged with the Saints in a rivalry that has spanned since Notre Dame's birth in 2002.
Oh, that's interesting. Where are they from in Oklahoma?
They're from Cincinnati, Oklahoma.
Okay.
So
And are they out here for more than one game, or are they just here for tonight?
They did in fact lose the Chaparral before our first game here tonight.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Well, it looks like the Saints are playing well tonight, guys.
absolutely, Saints up 4-0, bottom of the 5th. Joe Terlizzi, unfortunately, getting thrown out at first there. Now, Mr. Davis, this will be the last question. I'll let you go really quickly. What do you think is one of the most important, or excuse me, what do you think is the most important position on the field?
I think it's pitcher.
What's your reasoning behind that?
Well, because they're involved in almost every play.
That's fair enough.
I would say they touch the ball the most, man.
Absolutely, they're very engaged 100% of the time. Well, Mr. Davis, thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any further questions, if you'd like to jump back into the studio, we'd love to have you.
Okay. Keep up the good work, guys.
Thanks,
Go
Dad.
Saints.
Fantastic. Thank you so
Quite
much. What a giving guy.
Sports fanatic, very knowledgeable, but also a
Absolutely.
philanthropist.
Fantastic human being. Really brought some more intel, another perspective into this game as we progress further into the bottom of the 5th. I do
We
have
have
top
Garth back up to the plate.
tag
here.
Garth Bross, the right fielder out of Wichita, Kansas. He went from picking corn to picking fly balls out of the air. Boom. I'm going to really quickly edit the inning to the bottom of the 5th. I apologize, folks, for not being more on top of this. Oh. Bottom of the 5th.
Zach Zdimal, I believe, just ran past the snack shack. to
Zach
pick up
Zdimal.
That fly ball.
I'm going to really quickly see if we can run into the booth for a little question. Cole, if you'd like to take over for a second.
Okay, I will, Ben. Tag up to the plate with a 2-2 count. Another ball. Full count now, folks.
Cole's got it.
I'm getting ready to make some major contact with this ball. Oh, strike 3, unfortunately. Second out for the Saints. Up to the plate, Alex Cyborg Nyberg. Second baseman, number 5.
We have an update on Zach Zdimal, number 15, one of the true seniors on the team. He's
Another earthquake here in the booth
that was a 6.3, if I know my earthquakes.
on the Schlotsky scale.
Schlotsky, another influential figure in seismic graphing. Now Zach Zdimal is over there getting some ice on his shoulder. We might be able to see an appearance by him tonight.
Shout out to the athletic training team, Casey and Mark.
Absolutely.
Keeping our athletes in shape.
Our boys could not be safer. Could not be in safer hands.
Alex
the Cyborg Nyberg running! Caught out at first. Looks like there was some small confusion at the play whether the ball tipped, hit was in or not. Alex making the correct decision to just go for it. That's what I like about the Cyborg. He's always going. He's always giving 100%. Extremely hard worker. Both as a second baseman and as a batter. Now, awaiting Zach Zdimal to pass once more behind the snack shack. Trying to usher Zach Zdimal into the snack shack really quickly. The true senior. Zach, what are your thoughts on the game so far?
It was a pretty good game. Got a Elmer is his first varsity game, so he's doing really well.
He's doing absolutely fantastic. Huge credits to him. Now, I see that you've got something wrapped in your arm. What's going on?
It's just eyes. I just threw a bullpen. I'm pitching on Friday, so I'm just trying to keep it healthy.
What's on Friday?
Game against Liberty.
Liberty. Are you guys nervous?
No.
No?
No.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zach. Back to the game, folks.
Now, in the game, what's going on? Looks like we've got a small pause in the action. We're in the top of the 6th right now, so I'm going to change that inning. My back is really getting me, Cole. Now, number 23, Elmer Desen, getting some huge boost by Zach Zdimal right now. That is high praise.
Number 23 from the Tigers up to bat right now. It's 23 versus 23.
Who is going to prevail? Elmer throwing a 2-1 count right now. First baseman for the Tigers instructing number 23 of the Tigers on what to do.
I'd like to give a shout out to Miss Barbario.
Sorry, I'm enjoying some nice Airhead Extreme ropes. Again, we're not sponsored by Airhead, but boy, would we. Sugar has never felt so good. Keeping me energized for the long nights of studying Airhead Extremes. Cole Schipansky getting his phone out now, really fielding some questions coming in from all of our social media outlets.
Let us know what you guys would like to hear here.
Here. Whoa, a huge boop. Out to center field, Tyler Cranston getting under it. Calling out, communication is key. James Rosenhagen getting attacked. Over at first base, his hat was unfortunately pushed to the ground extremely severely. James, that could have been devastating. Top of the 6th, Saints up 4. Tigers still at 0. One of the best teams in the country being stunted by the Notre Dame Saints tonight. You've got to feel coming all this way just to be put in a hard position.
3 balls right now for
3 balls. Elmer trying out a new strategy. You know, seeing the performances by... Sorry, I got a Airhead Extreme stuck in my throat. Seeing the performances by Tag Bross, by Elmer Dessen, Paul Marsillo, Blaze Borowski, the future of NDP boys baseball is looking quite bright with so many power players.
I would say there are quite a number of talented boys coming up in the next couple of years.
Absolutely. Notre Dame Prep being a huge avenue for youth baseball players.
Haven't had a state championship appearance since, what was it, Ben?
1992 was the last time that the Notre Dame Saints appeared in a championship bout. So it's been quite some time, but you've got to think it takes a lot of time to rebuild. It takes a lot of time to gather the individuals that are necessary.
I remember when we made it to the World Series in 1986, and
that was a fantastic event against the Boston Celtics of all teams. You know, in Game 13 of the championship, Blaze Borowski's father, made a fantastic play, getting a grand slam and sending the Boston Celtics back to basketball. Joe Terlizzi once more getting in front of it, shutting down any chance of a ball filtering back to the backstop. With runners on first and second, that is a crucial aspect of the game.
Man, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go take a look at what's going on over there in the dugout.
Go check it out, Cole. Make sure that everything's okay. Now, Elmer Dessen absolutely ripping apart the ribs of the Broken Arrow Tiger. Could be some long-term effects. Could be, who knows? Hate to talk about injuries, but something like that is a huge 96-mile-per-hour fastball hitting you right in the chest. Got a feel for him. The Tiger that was plinked out by Elmer, having some difficulty regaining himself. Apparently he exclaimed that hit him in a spot that had been hurting. What are the odds? Hopefully he makes a full recovery and is able to really get back into this game. Looks like we've slotted in a new pitcher, number 19. Oh, gosh, this was the guy from last game. I never, believe it or not, folks, I never learned his name from last game. Ladies and gentlemen, you probably can't see, but Cole Schipansky has made his way into the dugout. He is right there. Going and checking on the players, seeing how everything's going. Probably checking up with Elmer, congratulating him on such a fantastic job of pitching this game. Again, huge thanks to him. for co-commentating. Looks like the game is getting underway. Number 19 for the Saints. Pitching, tossing a strike to start off his run. Now bases are loaded for the Tigers. This could be the opportunity that they've been searching for to equalize the playing field. All three of the Tigers' runners are leading their bases by a healthy margin. Oh, Joe Terlizzi taking one to the dome for the Saints. See if I can. I do not want to mess with my tripod. That might break the entire setup. Huge hit by the Tigers. Benjamin Noel Nemivant getting under it. Tagging up with Griffen Chewning. Looks like some of the Tigers are going to make it home, unfortunately. Tigers only getting one of their runners home. I'll change the score in just a moment. Tigers now have 2 outs. Huge hit all the way over to Benjamin Nemivant. Ball is going deep. Ben Nemivant! Fantastic catch! Backwards running into the wall. He is clearly excited and energized by an incredible performance. The rest of the outfielders congratulating him, clapping him on the back. What a well-earned celebration. Saints dugout circling him, giving him the praise that the Pacific-bound senior deserves. What a performance. I don't know if we were able to catch that. It was very far out for an iPad, but if you could see it, truly tremendous. It's going to take us into the bottom of the 7th. Saints 4. Tigers 1. Bottom of the 6th, I believe. I don't know if I said 6 or not. Oh. Cole Schipansky still over in the Saints dugout, I believe. Taking some time. Really being thorough with his teammates. It is interesting to see how lonely the booth can get once you have another individual in there that leaves. Not something I anticipated. Now Griffen Chewning, the big dog, making another appearance at bat. Oops, uh-oh. Cole Schipansky back in the studio.
That was quite the exciting moment over there. Ben.
Absolutely. Benjamin Noel Nemivant making an incredible catch, facing the opposite way of the ball was coming, running to the wall. What a player.
Those fences pop out fast out there, Ben.
Hey, boy, do they.
Camouflage with the grass. Same color scheme.
It is kind of odd why professional baseball didn't make their fences red or literally any other color than green.
maybe that just adds another aspect to the game.
Possibly separates the weak and the strong, whether you can tell the fence from the grass. Now Griffen Chewning, huge pop-up.
Let's see if they can find it amongst the lights.
Ooh.
They did find the ball.
They did. Somewhat confusion between the second baseman and, the shortstop. I have no idea who that is.
Looks like
Shortstop and second baseman.
Yep, they were both out there.
Could have been an opportunity if they had dropped it, but
My
Cole
hand was
Schipansky's big mitt making its way into.
just adjusting the microphone there.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Jarrett Pille making his first at-bat tonight. Now, it kind of looks like our camera is slightly off angle, a little jointed.
It gives a little bit of abstract to the view.
Absolutely. We're going for a cinematography here, folks.
Jarrett
Jarrett Pille, huge pop-up shortstop, really getting vocal about it.
Gerald there
Oh!
drops it.
Wow!
He was not sure on what to do there.
The Oklahoma-based Tigers dropping a pop fly.
That's why you never give up there, Ben.
Absolutely. Shortstop number 12 being extremely vocal about his possession of it, ends up dropping it. How ironic, unfortunately.
Not for us, though.
Jarrett Pille, thankful for the opportunity to stay in the game even longer, making it the second base. Number 12, Paul, the Sicilian Marsillo. Little high for Paul's 4'11" structure. Again, being from Sicily, he is blessed with a very small physicality. And I say blessed, and I mean it. Being small is good in this game, folks. Pop
Wrong
fly
direction
over.
there off the bat.
Could have been disastrous for some fans. Might have taken the ball to the nog. By nog, I mean noggin.
Big word. Have to abbreviate that one.
Found that one in Scrabble. And then found it again in Memby. Thank you to Memby.
Wow, what is that?
Paul Marsillo really swinging for the fences, going to the left field. Huge play. Jarrett Pille finding himself running home. Paul Marsillo. What a hit. Great positioning.
Nice work, Paul.
Cole Schipansky really getting into it. You can see the Saints dugout coming alive in the bottom of the sixth. Great positioning by Paul. Really good instincts by Jarrett to just keep going. Saints move their lead up to 4 points. 4 runs, excuse me. I was instructed last game that it was a run and a point, even though it is a point.
They're all just numbers up there on the board.
Absolutely. Ball is
Wonderfully placed by Tyler Cranston.
Tyler Cranston, one of the world's best outfielders, juking out the Broken Arrow Tigers. Now Paul Marsillo on second. Tyler, the hound dog Cranston, really showing us what it means to be a Saint. Benjamin Noel Nemivant, the man who made the play not 5 minutes ago, is up to bat. It is crazy, Cole, how quick clocked that one at 120. I don't even think the camera caught that one. Maybe the Tigers have something up their sleeve.
Ben the Hen Nemivant.
They call him for his commanding posture.
Stalking his prey right now like a real hen.
Hens do stalk. They have a tendency in the wild to be very aggressive animals. Apparently, a male grown hen can easily kill a wolf in hand-to-hand combat.
I have heard of a few instances where they have taken on tigers, Ben.
Absolutely.
This seems to be one of them.
The hen versus the tiger. What a matchup that I was not expecting tonight. Whoa! Ben Nemivant
Placement.
laying the wood deep into right field. Benjamin Nemivant receiving high praise from Tyler Cranston over on second base.
Bases are loaded. We've got James
James, again, 6'3", 256. This is where the big man's power is really going to come into play. This is his niche, is when he's got runners on the bases that he needs to get home.
I would say this is who you want on the plate in this situation, Ben.
Absolutely. No better man. Allegedly, when he gets home at night, his father sends him 3 miles out and says, get him home. I am pacing in the studio in anticipation. James Rosenhagen taking an early ball. It's going to be a 1-0 count, starting off the big man's count. Big man's... What is it? Is it still count?
Yep, it is a count.
That's right, folks. I know my baseball.
1-0 right now.
Now, Saints do have... Oh, you James Rosenhagen.
Oh, if he would have been earlier on that one, it would have been gone, Ben.
And that is the crux of baseball. Things change in a millisecond, folks. One ball could be a homer. The next could be an out. James Rosenhagen facing a 1-1 count. Benjamin Nemivant leading on first base. Tyler Cranston leading further. James Rosenhagen up to 1-2 count. This is dangerous territory for the big man with bases loaded.
Not to worry, though, Ben. There's only one out.
Absolutely, but you gotta think James Rosenhagen, one of the team's best hitters. However, you do have Joe Terlizzi on.
Another ball. Good take.
We a 2-2 count. Again, Joe Terlizzi on, gosh, what's the word? On deck.
That is
He's
where
slippery and sloppering on deck over there, taking some practice swings. So even if James Rosenhagen does unfortunately meet his maker and end up back in the dugout, we do have a huge hitter behind him. Rosenhagen
Full
put up to a
count right
3-2. Seemed almost intentional by the past two pitches of number 13 for the Tigers.
Ben, James had a home run last week at Chaparral.
Did he actually?
He did.
James Rosenhagen, the man with a plan, looking to make something happen with a full count. Dinking it over into his own dugout, saying, hey guys, here's a ball. How generous.
Garth catches that one barehanded in the dugout.
Tag Bross, known to punch trees just so he can harden his hands. I heard that his specialty was redwood, but he has mentioned that he does enjoy punching oaks, as they have more of a... James
Another foul ball.
Rosenhagen staying alive. This is the kind of survival instinct that you want to see in a player. You want their fight or flight to come out when they're faced in a position where it's a full count. Benjamin Noel Nemivant over on first base, really exemplifying what it means to be a true survivalist. James Rosenhagen refocusing his energy, his chakra in the batter's box, looking to make something happen. Huge hit coming. Oh, you go! Oh! James Rosenhagen struck out by the Tiger. Rosenhagen got a little too hasty with that and found himself back in the dug. Joseph Terlizzi. Joe Terlizzi in the batter's box. 2 outs for the Saints. Bases loaded. Joe Terlizzi. An unfortunate end to the inning. Joe Terlizzi sending the ball right to the second baseman, I believe, who immediately ends that inning.
Top of the 7th now. Last
Game
one.
is winding down. You got to think the Tigers, they're on their last straw, Cole.
Still up by 4.
Saints have done a fantastic job of holding the Tigers, both offensively and defensively. As I mentioned earlier in the game, we've got a lot of consolidating their forces and their power, really halting the Tigers at every step. The Oklahoma-based team not able to make anything happen. Cole Schipansky now looking at memes on Twitter. Big shout out to Justin Fleischer, who's also at the game. Sorry again, folks, I'm overcoming a slight cold. Very debilitating. A big thank you to Doug Chewning for watching. Truly appreciate you tuning in tonight. As the innings wind down. The Saints are finding themselves on their first live broadcast, recorded, whatever, victory. They've been 0-3 in terms of me filming them, which kind of makes me feel bad for filming them. But hey, tonight is the night where that stops.
Stretch out the old legs.
Just ruining my day.
That is a bad day. First stop.
Hello.
Hi.
Well, you know.
Oh boy. Let's get back into it.
Those are free.
Starting off the top of the seconds, folks. No, try that again. Starting off the top of the seventh, folks. We've got number 19, still unnamed, from Thursday, pitching. It's going to be a 2-0 count right off the bat for number 18, I believe, for the number 16 for the Tigers.
That's okay. You guys take a.
I'm trying to focus just a little bit. Really get the contrast of the purple in the NDP Saints uniforms. Oh, now the camera is focusing. Things I don't want it to focus on. Boy. Talk about a series of unfortunate events. Now, number 16 for the Tigers did make his way onto first base. Ooh, Cole, how is robotics doing?
You know, we're looking forward to this one this week, Ben. It's a big tournament in Las Vegas.
Is this the biggest tournament that you guys have?
This is one of them. Definitely the farthest travel to
Farthest
compete.
travel. So are there many that are based in Arizona?
There are several. The last one was in Flagstaff that we competed in.
Is there some damage that the robots experience being put in temperatures that normally reside in Flagstaff?
You know, there are some problems that happen. I don't know if it's through the stress of the tasks that they are put through or the elevation change. I'm not sure, Ben.
If I had $1 to bet, I would bet on the elevation change. Boy, those temperatures really
It's
drop.
freezing up there.
Absolutely. You're talking about mid-20s, mid-30s, and when you're trying to...
It's very hard for them to breathe with the lack of oxygen.
Are you telling me that the robots they're breathing, is what you're trying to tell me?
I can't go into details, but we are cutting edge in that technology of the field.
Notre Dame Prep creating tomorrow today. Back in the game. Got a 1-2 count on number 6 of the Tigers. Do you know who number 19 is, Cole?
On the Tigers?
On Saints.
That is Sip, as we like to call him.
Sep. What is his name?
Let's
Tigers.
just keep it at Sip.
Okay. Papa Blaze Borowski over, brings it down. It's going to be the first out of the top of the 7th. Number 24 for the Tigers approaching the batter's box. Got a really cold hand.
You know what they say about that.
Cold hands, you need a furnace. And
And
no
some
better
hand
furnace
warmers.
than Zero Res. Zero Res carpet cleaning. Fantastic job. Really gets in between the follicles of my carpet.
Empowered water is their key, Ben.
Absolutely. Tyler Cranston getting... Oh! Tyler, the hound dog Cranston, jumping, leaping. 9 feet in the air, it looked like. Unfortunately, couldn't keep the... Almost fell. Couldn't keep the ball inside his glove. He did make the initial contact, but once he slammed into the earth, it
Had
popped
a little
out.
bit of grain to that dirt on his pants.
Absolutely. He's really painting
He's
with
gonna
all
need
of the
some
colors.
OxyClean for that one, Ben.
Absolutely. OxyClean, another fantastic product for cleaning both your carpets and your clothes. Family friendly and child proof. Pick up a bag of OxyClean today.
Fun to play with, but not to eat, Ben.
Absolutely. Speaking of Play-Doh, woo!
Wow.
Huge hit. Tyler Cranston getting one more chance. He can bring it down. Brings it down. Launches it deep. Alex the Cyborg Nyberg on the connection. Unfortunately,
Hey, don't change a thing. That's a good piece.
What he
Tyler.
said, folks.
Won't always fall.
that was a good piece, according
Good job.
to the Tigers coach.
That is what we want to hear.
Again, we apologize for profanity being used by the Oklahoma-based team. Maybe they aren't accustomed to manners. In Oklahoma, there is, again, a lot of tornadoes. A hard time to really...
Different country out there, man.
Absolutely, completely different environment. Number 15 for the Tigers, stepping up against Sepp. I don't know his name. I would like to know his name.
I believe it's Cipriani.
Cipriani.
Last name.
That's his last name.
Yeah.
What's his first name?
That is a good question, man.
Cipriani. Is that Sicilian, like our good friend Paul Marsillo?
No, it might be, man.
Paul Marsillo and Cipriani both migrated at the same time.
I think he's 1/18th Alaskan.
Really? Cipriani may have originated from Juneau, Alaska.
Might have come out of an igloo.
Or a glacier. We de-thawed him and have thrown him in at pitcher's position.
There are rumors that he rode a mammoth here from Asia.
I
Got
have.
trapped in an iceberg.
I haven't seen this mammoth, but boy, have I heard it. I mean, these earthquakes tonight, they may have been mammoth hooves making contact with the earth. You
He
gotta.
brought it into the parking lot.
Maybe it could be. If Cyprian is here, you gotta think the mammoth is close by.
I think I just heard
The mammoth
start
start
up out there.
up. They did put a engine into the mammoth just to help him along. Now Cipriani putting a 3-1 count up on number 15 of the Tigers. Bases are, it's pinched. One on third, one on first. Saints really got to consolidate their forces here to make sure that the Tigers don't mount a comeback. Ball bounces. Borowski misses it. Benjamin Noel Nemivant deep in left field makes the connection over to Griffen. Big dog Chewning. However,
Another run on the board for the Tigers.
Tigers possibly staging a comeback late in the game. Both teams' dugouts have been very quiet during this game. When we did the Chaparral game, I believe it was, they were very vocal the entire game. Do you think that that is a detractor, being more vocal or being less vocal? Which would you prefer?
I think there's definitely appropriate time for noise here, Ben. You got to cheer your team on, and they feed off of that energy. So I think being vocal is pretty key.
Absolutely. Got to energize the troops. Really brings the momentum. You think the team that's making the most noise, they've got the most energy. Most energy translates easily into biggest plays. Cole Schipansky now making a claw with his hands. Cole, would you like to hold that up to the camera?
Arr.
Got Pirate in the booth, folks. Meanwhile, we have switched out the... Oh, boy, he's not on the roster either.
That is a
Piazza. Pazzo. Pizza? His name's Pizza? Michael Piazza. Mr. Michael Pepperoni Piazza stepping in for the pitcher's box. Oh, jeez. Again, folks, if you're tuning in tonight, thank you guys so much for stopping by. We really appreciate it. It makes our time worth it. Please share with your friends. Let them know what's going on. We would definitely appreciate some more avenues to stream to. More people, more devices to enlighten the folks on what's going on here at Notre Dame. Coach Schipansky just ate some...
You know those packets of things that they put in?
Yeah. Like if you ever open a beef jerky bag and there's that thing and I almost dropped, fall. I'm stepping down.
You need Life Alert, Ben. Just
I
in
do.
case you fall and can't get up.
Speaking of Life Alert, fantastic device for the elderly or people that just fall a lot, you know? If you can't get up, you need it. Get Life Alert soon. Tigers voicing their approval of Life Alert. Son, do you have Life Alert? He does. Amen.
Number 15 from the Tigers.
back in the game. Oh boy, we're focusing. Finding a lot of technical issues with our setup here tonight. Might have to readjust. First pitch by number 25, Markl Piazza. It's going to be a strike. Markl Piazza is an 8th grader. Brought him in from, I believe, Shadow Mountain. He's doing a fantastic job tonight, really anchoring down the Saints' offense. Ooh, foul ball by number 18 of the Tigers.
Strike 2.
I believe that ball bounced far over the rafters in the stadium.
Get one more strike and end this inning.
Markl
Securing the win
Piazza.
for the Saints.
That would be preferred by the true 8th grader, Markl Piazza. Again, oh my gosh, folks, Cole Schipansky just kicked over our rig.
I apologize, folks.
I'm going to blame the focusing on him.
That I will take full blame for that one.
We're really trying to fix our set. Cole Schipansky has ruined. Cole, this is the last time you're going to be visiting me in the booth. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm just getting a lot of. Oh, boy. Gosh, I'm so sorry, everyone. Give it a second. Give it a second. There we go. Back to 720p.
I apologize for that one, folks.
Cole, it is okay. We appreciate you being here. Even if you mess up literally everything.
Maybe I should stick to playing the game.
You should. Markl Piazza tossing a ball, making a 2-2-2 count in the top of the 7th.
A lot of 2s up there on the board.
There's so many 2s. My eyes are melting them together. Markl Piazza. Will he end the game here or will he prolong it?
Oh, another.
Number foul ball by number 18.
I still hear that mammoth out there, Ben.
The Mammoth awaiting Cipriani. His mount, his steed. Akin to Daenerys Targaryen and her dragons in Game of Thrones. Very close connection. Now Markl Piazza launching it down. Wow! Tyler Cranston, the Hound Dog, brings it down! Ending it. The Oklahoma-based Tigers not happy, but will accept defeat. Well, it's been an absolute honor bringing you the game, folks. I'm Ben Davis, voice of the Saints. Cole Schipansky here joining me in the booth.
Mr. Roskos back there.
Mr. Roskos in the back. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Have a good night, folks.